certified married couple. Come on, go the distance.
How do you submit to that man, you know, when sometimes his leadership is like,
You know when you have a wife that has a mouth and she just pierces you with her words? How do you not kill her? Hey Deku Fam.
Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to part 4 of our conflict resolution series.
Part 4.
Oh my gosh, we've been seeing some of you guys out on road, out on conferences, and you're like, yep, me and Bae are staying together. And we're like, yes, because of conflict resolution.
Yes, the thing is, conflict is unavoidable when you're married, when you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
But what you can do is you can learn how to argue well,
So
okay?
true.
Not everything needs to lead to a casualty.
I know. And I feel like through recording this series, we've had more arguments than ever.
I think so.
Usually we're just like,
testing of our character.
Proper testing, but we're still here, guys. We're
Just
making
about swimming.
But if we can make it through, you guys can too. So if you haven't checked out our previous videos, part 1 was about
going in with the right mentality.
Yes, going into arguments with the right mentality. Part 2
was confrontation, not just sweeping things under the carpet, but actually bringing it to light.
Yes, and then last week's video, part 3, was about
Part 3 was about
what to do if they don't change and how you can
navigate that season.
Navigate through that.
Yeah.
And in this video, we're talking about the importance of community.
Yes.
Literally, when you're fighting, you need a network.
Yeah, you need people around you to support you.
To stop you from entering, you know, divorce region or breakup region.
Yeah.
We think community is just so important.
Because what we're sold in the movies is that boy meets girl, they just elope, they go to Vegas, they go and get married by themselves, and they live a happy ever after like life or marriage or whatever without nobody.
Seriously.
It's not true. You need a community around you. So in this video we're going to be talking about, is it 3?
Yeah. Three
types of friendships
or
relationships that you need in order to sustain yourself in your marriage or relationship.
Seriously, guys, because I think of some of the conflict that we've had. If there weren't people around us.
Mate, you see this balcony I've got? I'll just throw off.
But our friends or the people and the network will not let that happen. So guys, we want to encourage you guys to also build that network.
And be intentional about building a network.
So, let's go there. But don't think I forgot, because you unsubscribe folks. I think it's down to 50%. Thank you, Jesus. But like, we need you to commit. And click that subscribe button, guys. 2018 is the year of commitment. So thank you, we love you, and let's talk about it. A type of friendship that you need as a couple is other couples
100%.
doing the same season as you. Like, it's so serious. I feel like a lot of people, this just goes over their head. They get married or they get into a relationship, and 5 years later, they're still there with their single friends. He's still there with his single friends, and the next minute, he's spending so much time with his single friends that he wants to act like he's single friends, and then you're just like, being pulled apart.
And we're not saying that you need to just ditch your friends. We're not saying that.
Never.
But you need to be intentional with building relationship with people in the same season as you. Because I find that when we have a conflict or something rises to the surface and we're able to go in front of our couple who are friends, they're able to be like, okay, this is how we navigated that situation. And then we're able to learn from each other. We're able to bounce ideas. And it's actually pulling us close together. Because sometimes I have a lot of blind spots to the things that Annabella is doing, and likewise, she has many blind spots to what I am doing. But as we sit across the table with friends in the same season as us, they're able to see things from an outside perspective and actually talk into our relationship. And these are couples who they're good friends, but we actually, you know, appreciate, we value their relationship as well, because we can see that they've got amazing qualities in their relationship that we can learn from.
And it's so amazing actually having friends that you can talk to intimately, and actually friends who probably are going through the same things that you are.
Everyone's going
through stuff. But then sometimes when it's just you two, and maybe you with your single friends, obviously your single friends are not going through the same things that you two are going through. But then having a couples that are like, we argued about that last week. I don't know, I think our conflict resolution series is helping people more because, Gabes and Anna are going through the same situations as well, and that keeps you guys together. But sometimes as couples, you can be your own little island.
You just isolated. And then you just go off and do your own thing. And then the trap is that you feel like you're the only only person in the universe going through that problem. No.
There's nothing new under the sun, guys. Like, I know you're going through this tough situation, but there's nothing new. Someone has been through it, and I think
conquered.
Yeah, and overcome it. Yeah. So I think having couples that you can do life with is so important. Like, don't underestimate it. Seek out those relationships and make sure that you try to make them work.
And for us, we find that as we've stepped into this season and we've built new friendships, people know us as Gabes and Anna. They don't know me as Gabriel from my past. So when I bring forth like, oh, this is what we're going through, they're pulling us together because they know us as Gabes and Anna. They don't even want to see Gabriel by himself.
They don't even know us on our own. And that's the difficulty, because obviously your single friends, some of them, you go to them for advice and they're like, oh, you deserve better than that, Anna. Like, I knew you before. You know, you were such a confident woman before, but what happened? No, I don't want to be hearing that when I'm already, you know, thinking he's the enemy. Like, we need people who only know us as Gabes and Anna and are for our relationship. And I think that's really what keeps us together, because sometimes it's not just dependent on you. The success of your relationship is not just based on you two. That's a sense of like pride and thinking that it's all about you, that you can do this on your own. We can't. We need a network, and especially in this social media era where you know, everyone's so distant. Like, they know your highlights, but they don't know.
But when the tough times come,
who's there?
Who are you gonna call?
Seriously, so seek out these relationships and do what you gotta do. Another type of relationship that you as a couple should have is with youngers. We always use that line.
We don't mean youngers.
It's just
people in a previous season to yourself. So we are married, 2 years of experience, you know, certified married couple. Come on, gone the distance. No, joke.
We're there. No joke. The moment we say that, that's when, you know.
That even comes.
Exactly. knock you down. So we take that back. But no.
Yes, people in a previous season to yourself. So like, these are people who are just started dating maybe, or they just got engaged. Like, we've got 2 years worth of experience that we can impart upon them. But we find that it's such a blessing to be able to just share with people what you're going through, because as we continue to share, we realize that there's things that we've overcome that we're able to impart upon them, and then we can actually see the growth that we've had over our journey.
I think there's power in like listening to other people's stories and being able to encourage them, and in itself it encourages you to keep going, because you're reliving the lessons that you've learned. And it's just like, all right, I can actually re-implement this in my relationship because maybe I slacked on that. But I think there's so much power in just giving to others, because you yourself receive through that.
Exactly. And sometimes when we like sit down with our couples and you see that what they're doing is immature, and then you realize you're doing the same thing as someone who's maybe 18 years old. It's a bit of a slap in the face. You're like, I need to actually step up. And this is a similar argument that we have. And as we're able to be transparent with people and say, look, like, we're probably even going through those kind of situations now, then we're able to help them. They're helping us see our blind spots and stuff like that.
And I feel like it's just so much accountability. Like, when you've got a younger couple or a couple in a previous season who are looking up to you guys, it's like, you better stay together. And it's not just to fake it, to be happy. It's just like, right, there's people that are looking at us as an example. Let's make sure that we actually are an example to them, and we stay together and we can handle conflict well, and you know, all of that stuff. So I think there's just so much power in
just helping. Like, even think like with YouTube, some of the questions and the videos that we make, sometimes like, you know, like, you can do things in just passively, like you're doing it well, but you don't really know what you're doing to have a successful relationship, so to speak. But when someone asks you the question, what are the keys to your relationship, you're able to dig deep and understand more about who you are, more about what makes your relationship tick. And because Annabella and I have been able to identify the things that work well based on the questions that we've been asked, those are things that's really helping us along our journey. So although yes, YouTube does take a lot of time, and yes, speaking with other couples, we're taking time off our schedule to speak to them and help them, we're actually growing because we're actually finding out more about ourselves.
We think it's just so important to just step outside of yourself and like really try to be what you want, because a lot of us want mentors, but are you mentoring anyone? Like, I really don't believe in like asking for something that you can't be to someone else. 100%. So for us, it's like, okay, right, we want to help others, we want to give the stuff that we didn't have when we were looking for mentors. Like, seriously, it's so important
because
to do that.
relationship season is so difficult, and as couples come together and they're exploring relationships and marriage and all that kind of stuff, if we can set them up, we can actually believe that we change like a direction and a generation that's to come. And that's a segue into our next thing. Annabella sport the surprise. The next type of relationship that you need to have are mentors. Someone who has experience. Like you've seen our video with Nikki and Tito and Gary and Claudia, where they've been married for over 25 years. Now those are people where we go and we sit at their feet and we listen.
Oh my God. Okay? I think it's a sign of humility when you can actually go to couples and listen. Because seriously, like I love learning from other couples. I'm like, listen, we have not done this before. We don't have examples. So tell us like what these keys are. And I think there's just so much power in that. Like, talk to me, tell me, like, let's be honest with them. Like, this is what we're struggling with right now. How do you handle that submission thing?
You know when you have a wife that has a mouth and she just pierces you with her words? How do you not kill her? These are serious.
How do you submit to that man? When sometimes his leadership is like what is going?
How do I get my wife to cook?
How do I get my husband to arrive?
Do I just leave, frozen food in the fridge and the freezer, and then just hope that she'll just pull up the pots and pans?
Oh my God. Literally, we go to them and we're like, talk to her, tell us, how do you and your daughter have an amazing relationship the way that you do? Like, seriously, how are you a mighty man that your children actually want to marry someone like their dad? Like, how do you have that? Because seriously, sometimes I think us millennials, we're like, oh, I know how to do this well because, I see an Insta social media post and they look great, so I'm going to be great. When your default position is to fail. If your parents have not got a successful marriage, why do you think you're naturally just going to have a successful marriage? Like, we need to have these honest conversations. Gabes and I are like, mate.
Yeah, we're like,
we don't know.
We just go up to people like, you got something special. We like what you have and we want that.
With Nikki and Tisa, we haven't had a proper conversation with them before we asked them to be on our channel. We just watched them from a distance and we're like, yep, we want you guys.
Same
seriously.
with Gary and Claudia.
But I feel like some people don't want to proactively seek these relationships. You're just sitting at home waiting for that mentor to come and knock on your door and be like, I want to mentor you.
You need to actively go out.
Proactivity, guys.
And we've even had a couple where they've invited us around to their house to have a sleepover. And we loved it. We stayed up till like 4 in the morning talking about our relationship, talking about the things that we want to do in the future, and it was so amazing.
And it's not like it's always been like this for us. Like, we've never had mentors all our relationship. We're like, oh, where are the mentors? Where are the mentors? But
where are the people having successful relationships doing the distance, and we seek after them so that we can be equipped? Because the thing is, like, the thing that we may lack is wisdom, because wisdom comes over a certain time period. So as we seek these relationships, we're able to impart some wisdom upon ourselves. So that 25 years of experience that they have, there's things that they've learned over the distance, and we're now able to apply those things now.
And before you even have those mentors, because it's not easy to get them at all, and it's not like they're going to be there for you hand and feet and all that stuff. Like, you really need to be proactive. You can't expect them to be messaging you and stuff all the time. You proactively message them. But anyway, until you have mentors, there are books out there. Like, how long were we just reading books for?
Reading books. Like, the thing, people are always looking for a physical person, but sometimes you can have a mentor that's a book. And so as a couple, you can actively come together, read books together. This is things that we did in our dating phase. These are things that we're doing now. And don't forget that there's still a Bible that can hold you accountable to the things that you want to do.
For so long, like, my mentor were books. My mentors were sermons online. There's specific people that were like, I can really relate to you. You can be my mentor online. And I never ever spoke to them, but they were my mentor. And it's like, find people, find couples that have done the distance and that can be an example for you. Because in my physical life, I had never met anyone who had a long relationship. But through online, that's what helped me raise my standards before I even met Gabes. Like, seriously.
Because the thing, like Anna said previously, is that there's nothing new under the sun. So all you need to do is find a couple who's been through something that you're going through, and then that they can help you overcome that challenge.
So really, guys, that was just a quick video to just talk about the 3 types of relationships that every couple should have. You need to have the horizontal relationships. Those are the ones with your peer groups, other couples, go on date nights that you can talk to, that you can do life with. You need to mentor couples.
Yeah, those like kind of a downward relationship where you're kind of so into people. And then if possible, try and find the couples who are a bit further along the distance, people that can pour into you.
Yeah, and imagine having that sphere of protection around you, of other individuals, other couples who are holding you accountable to make sure that when you go through conflict, when you're trying to resolve conflict, that they hold you accountable. Seriously, guys, let's not try to be our own little islands and think that we can just do this by ourselves. I think there's power in people. God created us to be in community with people. So let's do it and let's resolve conflict, guys.
Subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
Peace.